Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, starting at verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Forgive me the spirit to do this lesson. This is a part 2 of how much power do you really want? Okay? How much power do you really want? All right? And when you think about that power, and you think about that power being limitless, you have to understand that when you read about the man of old, of our heritage, of our nation, that displayed different types of power that came from the Most High, okay? They were mortal men, okay? Mortal, all right? Now that's something you can't forget, man. It's easy to forget it when you read, man, because, you know, you're looking at it like, wow, because it's amazing, man, all right? But Elijah, Elisha, King David, Solomon, I keep going, man. They were all mortal, just like us. So keep that in mind when we go through this lesson. Let's start back at verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like all of us, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth, and in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, just like us all, and the pleasure that came with sleep. Right, man. Came in the exact same way. This is Solomon here. Okay, he letting you know, look, man, I came in the exact same way you did. All of y'all, man. I'm just mortal. All right, verse 3. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. Right, man. So nothing crazy happened. All right. It was normal like everybody else, man. Just like you. All right. I was nursed and swallowing clothes, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one interest into life, and the light going out. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. So, as a mortal man, all right, which was established at the first part of the chapter, okay, he wanted you to know that. I'm a mortal man, and I prayed to Yahweh, man, okay, for wisdom and understanding, and it was giving him, okay, and we understand that that was pleasing to Yahweh, that Solomon asked for wisdom, and he did not ask for anything else, okay, so he got wisdom, understanding that through wisdom comes everything else. So Yahweh just added everything to him, man. Riches, okay, everything to him, man. But his focus was wisdom, man. And that's a great understanding to have, man. To understand how important it is to get wisdom over everything else. Because everything comes out of wisdom. That's the point. Okay, now when you go to James chapter 1, let's start at verse 4. But let patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask Yahweh Shai, and give it to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Right, man. Did not Solomon ask? He prayed, man. So we could do the same thing. We're mortal just like he was. Came in the same way. Okay. Crying like a baby. All right. And we have the opportunity to ask Yahweh Shai for wisdom. Let's read it again. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask Yahweh that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not. Right, man. It's a pleasing thing, okay, to the Father for you to sincerely ask for wisdom and strongly desire wisdom, okay? And it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Right, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Right, man. So he will give it to you, just like he gave it to Solomon. Let's go back. Chapter 7, verse 7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. So right there lets you know that Solomon believed. He had faith he was going to get it. Okay, he wasn't tossed to and fro like a stormy sea. He wasn't wavery, man. He wanted that wisdom and he had faith along with that. Okay? Period, man. Now, he wouldn't have got that wisdom if his fear was not intact, because fear is the root of wisdom. So he had to fear the Lord first. Okay? For this even to happen, for wisdom to come down from the throne to Solomon. Okay? I called upon Yahweh and the spirit of wisdom came to me. Jump to verse 8. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. Yeah, meaning nothing, man. That's nothing compared to having her in possession. Okay, gold in possession is not even close to having wisdom in possession, man. And there's a reason why. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. The light that cometh from her never goeth out. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. And I rejoice in them all, because wisdom goeth before them, and I knew not that she was the mother of them. Right, he didn't know that at first. Okay, but when wisdom came down to him, wisdom showed him that. Okay, that I'm the mother of everything. Then he understood the power of wisdom, man. You see? Now he's still mortal, but he's understanding this, man. Okay? Verse 13. I learn diligently and do communicate her liberally, and I do not hide her riches. For she is a treasure unto man that never faileth, which they that use becomes the friends of Yahweh, being commended for the gifts that come from learning, man. Think about that, friends of Yahweh. Friends of Yahweh Shemashah, that's a big deal, man. Yahweh have granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is he that leadeth unto wisdom and direct the wise. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, and the operations of the elements. Now that's power to know that, man. Come on, man. To know that, to understand how it was made, the operation of the elements. So he had the wisdom to know that. But he didn't get that to himself. He's a mortal man that prayed to Yahweh, and Yahweh gave it to him. Okay, he gave him that wisdom, man, because it doesn't tell you what all the details that he asked about within wisdom. Because we know wisdom is wisdom, but you can ask for certain things concerning wisdom, man. So it's obvious that Solomon wanted to know these things, but he believed that he would get the power of wisdom to understand it, and Yahweh gave it to him. Okay, verse 18. The beginning, ending, and mixed of times, the alterations of the turning of the sun, and the change of seasons, the circuits of years, and the position of stars, the natures of living creatures, and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reason of men, the diversity of plants, and the virtues of roots. All those good things, man. And all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know. Ooh. Right, man, because he had wisdom, man. Verse 22. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. You hear that? It taught him. For in her is an understanding spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtile, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power. All power. Okay? How much power do you really want? Because you can ask for it, but you have to fear Yahweh Shemashah first. Get your fear game up, okay? And you can ask Yahweh for these different understandings and wisdom to know, man, this different knowledge. Okay? The wisdom to do spiritual power, man. You got to have wisdom to turn water into wine. That's wisdom right there. Okay? Yahweh Shah had that wisdom, man. Okay? So it says, in going through all understanding, pure. It says, overseeing all things and going through all understanding, pure and most subtile spirits. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh. Ooh, that's powerful. And a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is the brightness of everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh and the image of his goodness. So he's going to give you that? Why you think they was doing those things in the scriptures? Okay, because it is the power, the pure power of Yahweh, man. Okay? Just like in those movies, man, those different superhero movies, the movies where they are displaying spiritual power and different gifts. Okay? You can link that to wisdom, man. Like, it's the pure power of the Most High, man. Meaning you're able to do anything with that power. If you believe. Okay? If you fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay? And being but one, she can do all things. And remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. And in all ages, entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of Yahweh and prophets. For Yahweh loveth none but him that dwell with wisdom. Now this goes back to my last lesson, these last two scriptures. Okay? For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of the stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, the vice shall not prevail against wisdom. Right? That's why Solomon said that her light never goeth out. Her light never goeth out, man. It never gets dark. Okay? That's why I said that, man. So, hey, man. You are mortal. We are mortal. Okay? I'm immortal. But we have the opportunity to display a large level of power that the world has not seen yet. Okay? Through our desire of wisdom. But you got to be serious. You got to be single-minded towards wisdom, like Solomon, okay, who was mortal, a mortal man, who was single-minded towards wisdom. And look at what Yahweh gave him. He gave him a high level of understanding. Okay, so you got to believe, man. You got to believe in James chapter 1. Okay, I'm going to read it again, verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They give it to all men liberally and upbraid him not, and it shall be given him. Right, man. So how much power do you really want? I want to give our praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Barakah Kodash for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to your Akamai that is through the truth and sincerity. Shalom.